If you've ever needed specialty medical care, you know that it can take months to get an appointment. New Mexico often doesn't have enough providers to meet our state's needs, and that's true for child psychiatrists as well. Our producer, Sarah Gustavus, recently sat down with one of the few child psychiatrists in New Mexico to talk about how his work with children and teens is different.
Dr. Scott Carroll, thanks for being with us this week.
Thank you for having me.
I want to start by letting folks know what's the difference between child psychiatry and adult psychiatry. Are they really that different?
Actually, they're quite different. Child psychiatrists have to go through a 2-year fellowship training on top of already being trained in adult psychiatry. So it's a very specialized area of psychiatry.
Now, why is it different though? I mean, kids should be easier.
Actually, in many ways, kids are more difficult for a variety of reasons. It's more difficult to do research in children, actually. So the volume of research in child psychiatry is much smaller than adult psychiatry. So there's a lot, I would say, child psychiatry is a lot more art than science, unfortunately, whereas adult psychiatry probably leans more to the science side.
But it feels like there's a lot at stake here. I mean, kids, if they're experiencing some sort of trauma or there's something going on in their lives, it seems like you've really got to help them before there's other things that come later that we know can happen to adults who've experienced adverse events as children.
Right. Well, one of the beauties of child psychiatry, while it is harder to diagnose and treat them, when you do succeed, you can actually improve the child's entire life, because it's more of a trajectory type situation. Whereas if you can just alter that trajectory just a degree or two, time will do the rest, and you can end up with a much better, you can change a child's entire life.
How many child psychiatrists are there in New Mexico right now?
Approximately 30.
Is that enough?
Oh, no.
Now, how would we get more child psychiatrists in our state?
Well, currently we have a training program at the University of New Mexico, and we graduate anywhere from roughly 3 to 4 child psychiatrists a year. Now, of course, the challenge is getting them to stay. In fact, our current group is, we have 3 graduates this year, and all 3 are leaving the state, unfortunately, and we're very sad about that, because we absolutely we would have hired all 3 if we could have.
Do you know why they're leaving? We talk about that a lot here on the show, young professionals that we need in the state leaving for jobs somewhere else.
Well, part of the issue, and the thing is all 3 have family issues. And so one is returning to her home state of Alaska. So I can't complain about that, because Alaska is even more desperate than we are. One has, children and back in Delaware, so is returning to the East Coast to be near, his daughter. Another one has family in Palm Springs, and so is moving back to be with family. So that's a hard one to argue with. Usually we can get 1 or 2 out of every class if we have opportunity, but just so happens this year, everybody's from out of state and wants to return home.
Now, but is pay an issue for some people, and maybe trying to attract folks to come here or get graduates to stay?
Well, most of the child psychiatrists in New Mexico actually trained at UNM. So, most of the ones that are here trained here, because our program's almost 40 years old. So it's a fairly old, very mature program. But to get someone to come into New Mexico after training is much more challenging. Just because, everybody, I literally get job offers, like multiple job offers every day, begging me to go someplace that they desperately need child psychiatrists. And so I 4 or 5 emails a day, like, would you come work here? And that's true for all child psychiatrists around the country. And so, no place really has enough. If you really think about it, even New York City and LA, mainly, but because the cost of living is so high there, they have a hard time recruiting as well. So, in a sense, it's like a very vicious competition to get child psychiatrists to come to your community.
So why do you stay?
This is my home. I love it here, and I met my wife here. I have a daughter. We have roots, and we have very strong friends and family here.
Now, is there a different rural and urban need in New Mexico? We have a lot of rural communities. They could have even greater challenges accessing child psychiatrists.
And that's the other challenge is, even though you may say the state might have 30, but where are people in the state? 25 are in Albuquerque. So almost everybody is at UNM, Press, or in private practice here in Albuquerque. Then you'll have another 5 maybe in Santa Fe, 4 or 5 in Santa Fe. And then you look at the southern part of the state, and maybe 1 or 2 at best for the entire southern part of the state.
Are you hopeful, though, that some changes can be made and we can get more providers into the state?
Oh yes, I mean, we're always hopeful. We're always trying to recruit. I mean, if we get wind of anybody wanting to come to New Mexico, we bend over backwards to get them. You know, it's just that part of the problem is the salaries around the country have really risen dramatically in the last 10 years. And of course, New Mexico, we just don't have that kind of, you know, money. We can't just throw money at the problem. So we're always looking, you know, we always have to talk about, you know, quality of life, collegial environment, you know, if there's a family connection. You know, people who like to ski, we get that. You know, there are people who've literally moved here just because they like to ski.
Our state often ranks at the bottom of most measures of child well-being. How is psychiatry or mental health services part of addressing that issue at the root and making things better for kids in the state?
Well, it's absolutely important because what you have to remember is that, you know, when children grow up in poverty, they're unfortunately often exposed more often to negative influences. And because of those negative influences, they often have mental health issues. And of course, however, so, you know, the need for the mental health treatment is really important. And you know, the interesting thing about children, they actually get much better than adults do. When you get the diagnosis right and the treatment right, it works. Whereas like adults, it can be trickier. I think of treating adults as being glacial. You know, adults change and get better, but it's very slow, generally speaking. Whereas children, I mean, if you get it right, they can turn the corner fast, you can get rapid improvement, and they can do much better. And so I think the return on the investment is much higher when you work with kids, because it's usually so much easier to treat a problem earlier than later.
Dr. Carroll, thanks for sitting down with us.
Well, thank you for having me.